But that's all right, because both those runners today, they are excellent at what they do. So Fringo Fox, super experienced in the hardest settings, and Glove just an all-around super runner in Super Metroid, Randomizer, and also vanilla categories. So both runners know absolutely everything they need to know. So the settings for today are where is Turian? And that means we are starting in Turian, and we shall find. And I haven't started my area tracker, that's a problem. So this is common. We are starting out in criteria, and I've noticed this. I played a couple of seats, and all of them would send Turian. So I have a little time to breathe and start my area tracker and make that connection. So if this seed is like the ones that I played, the next item we will get is Speed Booster at Morph Ball. And from there, stuff starts to become. After that, this will be a pretty normal major-minor seed, which means all the upgrade items are together in a pool with the energy items, and they are only at locations that are either upgrades or energy. So Morph Ball is an upgrade item. That means there will be either energy or an upgrade item, but since we need progression, there will be Speed Booster. I'd be very, very surprised if we find Morph Ball there. I think that cannot happen. And it is Speed Booster. So this is where it starts to become interesting, because you can't go to the right because that door is red. That leads where Glove is unfortunately going to find out you need missiles or super missiles to get further to the right. You can only go back. And now you have to make the decision, how many tries do you invest to get into Old Mother Brain? Because this item can be hard required, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's about half the seeds I played that hard required this item. We see Fringo going for it here. He has to do a short charge first to get through this wall, and then apply one of two techniques to get down with a speed booster into Old Mother Brain. He's doing the one where he angles up to get this blue thingy. I don't know what it's called. Oh man, Fringo is just so good. Gets it first try, gets the missiles out, and now probably will return to down the elevator to get to the second major item that is potentially in the ceiling there. It might be nothing because we have some items missing, but it might be something important. So obviously, once you're there, you turn around. We see Glove now attempting the same. She is applying the other strat, where you pull down the second you get to above those blocks that you have to get through. If you are really lucky, then you drop down 2 blocks, then you just have to do a diagonal spark, and you are through as well. The strat that Fringo was using, I don't know. I have never got this to work, but it looks a bit like once you've got it to work, it should be a little bit easier and more consistent, because you don't have to do what Glove is doing here, get the down press on exactly the right spot to go down there. And of course, every time you fail this, you have to reset the room in order to get those tiles back to do your run up to get through the left wall. Whew, that's a lot to tell. Okay, so it is very possible that those missiles weren't important at all. And we will soon find out if this was the case or not. Okay, so Fringo now has opened to him a couple of item checks. He has one item check, one major item check at Terminator, and then transitions he can go through, which are the ones in left lower criteria. Of course, not having Morph Ball is something of a hindering to go anywhere, and it's sometimes like you are surprised where you cannot go with a Morph Ball. Sometimes you enter an area thinking you can get to certain items, and only after about 4 or 5 rooms you realize, oh man, I would have needed a Morph Ball here. So this is no problem for Fringo. He'll just do a little bit of short charging and jump through the wall. Glove, meanwhile, getting another attempt at this. What I like to do, in which Glove is attempting here, is try to go for less of a run-up, because with the taps for the short charges, you build up less speed going into that room, and less speed means you'll have a little more time to get that down press at the right spot. I'm sure we will see soon enough. Well, wait, did Fringo? Oh yeah, Fringo must have found Morph Ball at Terminator, and that's a little bit disappointing. I've seen way worse things than that. Okay, so we got not really a late morph, it's more of a kind of late morph, and that also means it strongly looks like this missile packet Old Mother Brain will not be required, but it still might be. So Glove making a decision to bail on this. Good decision, probably, because it's just a missile pack and there is nothing at ceiling E-Tank. Okay, what is Glove doing? Going down, back down again? Maybe wanted to farm some health, I don't know. That's interesting. She'll get it eventually. And then find out there's just a missile pack and there's no item at ceiling E-Tank. So in the meantime, Fringo can just keep progressing through the intentions this seed has. So Fringo about now most interested in getting all the ammo he needs. He will need a super pack and a power bomb pack in order to get everywhere he wants to for now. And then we are entering the honeymoon phase of the seed, where you just go through everything that isn't hot and isn't wet. Oh, Glove got it and I missed it, but I see her 5 missiles on the top there, so she was successful. Excellent. Okay, so we see the first new area. Going to Upper North here. This might be where runners have to go next, but it might not. And the mushrooms one will lead us to top of Red Tower. So we can get through there because we have Morph Ball, but we cannot pick any items in this entire area. Everything is locked by either power bombs or by super missiles. So runners have no choice but to get up this elevator. It's the only interesting thing that Fringo can do. Has the opportunity to fetch one more minor item here, which might be very important. Gonna mark this. And it's important. It's power bombs. That means Fringo can go down Red Tower. It still isn't good for collecting any items in there, but at least Fringo get to every transition he wants to in this area. So Fringo might decide to go to X-Ray, which is interesting because it's a major location, so has either E-Tanks or an upgrade item. And seeing 2 major items in Red Brinstar means it definitely has one out of those 2. It is pretty tough though, and doing this with just 1 reserve tank, well, it doesn't matter. You're not allowed to take any damage anyway. Okay. Oh yeah, of course. I was thinking that Fringo was about to go down to Alpha power bombs, but of course he can't get anything there because he would need super missiles for that. Okay, next area transition here. The middle of Red Tower will go to... Okay, that's what runners want to find now. Although it's a little dangerous going there right now. It's not very likely this is a soft lock, but it can be. So in order to go back into this transition, runners will need to find super missiles. That's very likely they will, and it's also pretty likely they will find another transition that will give them some good way to something else. This one doesn't count because runners will be locked out of this one as well after they entered into the big pink part. Yeah, Fringo going to the left there and then realizing, oh wait, I can't do anything there because I don't have super missiles. It's so easy to forget those things. It's just too much you have to keep in mind in these heats. Okay, this is East Meridia, so our second boss area already found. What Fringo could do now is use a technique of gravity jumping with destroying that tube. And looks like he will. And that will give him the last transition in Red Tower, which is always the area with the most area transitions. Gets it, no problem. And we are in West Meridia, a bit of a French vanilla connection there. Those power bombs could have been reached with just the bombs. Is it possible maybe that that those missiles might still be required with something else? Although I see Fringo has found another pack of missiles somewhere. Oh yeah, of course, in the tube. So yeah, old mother brain, absolutely not required. And that sucks, of course, especially for Glove. She knows that she wasted a whole bunch of time in there, and in the end it wasn't even required. In the seeds I played, I tended to go for it one attempt, and if it doesn't work out, I continue through the seeds and try to find stuff, and then only return if it is indeed required. I absolutely hate doing that, but on the upside, I've gotten a bit better at it. Yay, it's power bombs. For Glove now as well. Alright, so... It's interesting that Fringo decided he wanted to take this transition back into Green Star. Would have been much closer for him to take the other one. The transition is closer, and also it will lead to a further point, and it's less dangerous with no side hoppers jumping around. So they don't do the most damage with 20, but without any E-tanks, 20 can be quite a bit. Also in these conditions of... Oh, they're supers, so no soft lock for Fringo. What I was going to say is, in these conditions of Hardway to Hell seeds, you will see runners doing a lot more saving than in other seeds. Like, it's pretty common in normal conditions like tournament settings or easier SM Red or those Chuzo things that a runner would go through an entire seed without saving. It was more the norm than anything else. I hope this is enough energy. I don't know what's in the reserves. Yeah, that's enough. But in Hardway to Hell, it's pretty common to save pretty often. Not just for save scumming, but also for the safety of it. And that's X-Ray. That's an item that might come in big, might even be required at some points. And I'm not the most competent person to talk about that, because I've never done X-Ray climbing without somebody telling me exactly what to do, but we'll talk about it when it comes to it. Right, so Fringo with all the ammo has missiles, supers, and power bombs, and despite this being a minor check, Fringo decides he wants to see it. Oh my god, did I just miss Glove going through X-Ray once more? I was so fixated on the wrong screen again. Well, okay, so Glove went through X-Ray with no energy at all. Nothing at all. And she did it. Like last time I saw her do it, she is just so freaking good at it. I don't see anything on the tracker. I don't see any E-tanks, so was it a reserve? Chatto? Original Mothman, please don't curse, commentators curse. Thank you very much. Just reserve, alrighty, thank you. Fringo gets it, I think already with his second super, or first super, but fires the second one. It might have been the second one, because sound seems to be delayed. So, Fringo finds Springball, which is not just a totally awesome item, but also one that could be, and very likely could be, very important in this seed. But we'll talk about that when it comes to it. Alright, just a couple of minor checks here left for Fringo, nothing there, and Fringo doesn't want to go through the trouble of this item check called Mission Impossible, which is understandable. It's a very, very slow minor check. And you can leave a couple of minors along the way. So, like one of the next ones he gets to is the Edekun's Minor at the Edekun's Climb, and that's a questionable one. It's like a 50-50, should you do it or should you not? We see Glove with doing mostly things that we have already seen. Always important to keep your energy in check. Oh, it's a Spacer. That's an awesome item. So you often see in normal settings that runners will skip a Spacer beam or aren't too happy about it. But we are playing here with super fun combat. That means we will not find a plasma beam, we will not find a screw attack. Those are not in the seed, which means that Spacer is actually a really cool upgrade to have. And there's Wave Beam. So what super fun combat also means is there might not be a wave and might not be a Spacer in the seed, but we see both those back to back. And that's just an awesome find. We also have Nerf Charge in this. What that does is you can charge up your beam, but it does the exact same damage as if it wasn't charged up. The only difference being that you actually can hurt a boss with it. So we are now at a charge damage output of 70, which is not a lot. It's just barely more than a normally charged P-shot, but it will get the job done. So finding those two, Wave and Spacer, is very good. Alright, while Glove is going into Waterway, and Glove, she has enough energy to do this easily, we see Fringo going into the last transition of Green Star. So Glove also with her X-ray beam, X-ray visor. Oh, there's the criteria transition, and yeah, I was gonna say, Fringo, why are you turning around? This is pretty much just what you want. Gonna take a hit here, but it's fine. On 99 energy, you can afford to take one hit, but not more than that. If you get hit with the reserves, it might be a double hit, and if the reserves are not full, that might kill you. Okay, Glove trying to clip through those blocks. Let's see if she gets it. This is already a time waste, and might decide to just light a power bomb eventually. Looks like she wants to conserve a little bit of those power bombs for later. Unbeknownst to her, there will be more to be found. I think it was at Edekun's there was one, and maybe there was something at Spawn. Fringo, meanwhile, with another skip here, could have opted to check climb supers in case his reserves are full. Then this check is possible, but it's really annoying as well, because you have to refill with your reserves at the exact correct time to get through that. Alright, Fringo also deciding he doesn't want to see the Billy Mays items, which is understandable, but those... Oh, okay, Glove got it, nice. But those minor skips, they start to add up at some point. He bravely goes into criteria power bombs without saving. This is also a slow check, but Fringo does it anyway. Okay, Fringo first wanted to jump, then didn't. Okay, Glove, same decision as Fringo, also going into Spore the back way. A little farming session there on the way, never a bad idea. Not the tanks for the Gauntlet Spark. As I understand it, you could get through if you get a good run up and jump very far to the left and light your reserves at exactly the correct time. Then you should be able to get through to the Gauntlet major item. But of course, it has to be bombs, otherwise you wouldn't be able to carry it out, but at least you'll get the info. Okay, this is the last transition in criteria that we haven't seen yet. The one that originally goes to Wreckship. Oh, Fringo gets dropped there, and Goose Price into the ceiling. This is annoying. gets it this time. Picks up the miner on the way. It's another powerbomb pack. Yeah, and these settings that put an emphasis on the skills of runners and the hard and obscure stuff. The tournament organizers decided they wanted to turn off the item fanfare, and that's a very good decision in my view. Because it's not about taking risks by skipping items and getting an advantage through that. This shouldn't be the point of this tournament. Oh, it has to be nothing. Major 0. Yeah, then don't do Gauntlet Spark. Absolutely. Alright, Glove finishing up for a big pink. Fringo going into upper north here, and 5 majors should mean that there is something at every major spot. Oh, grapple beam. Excellent. So we are now 1 high jump away from items go mode. Of course, runners would want a lot more E-tanks. And of course, would want a lot more ammo to be able to go through all of this. Man, grapple is such a cool item. It will be absolutely annoying when you play through the game for one of the first times, because the mechanics of it are questionable, I wanna say. At least the attendant mechanics, but there's so much little things you can do with it. It's called farming beam for a reason. Okay, so Fringo took a save and now checks into Ice Beam with a cool little springboard jump there. Will have not enough energy to do this without his reserves. Meanwhile, we see this minor item at Edecoons. It's a missile. At least it's something. So we have reduced minors in this, so every item check could always be nothing. So if you do a check like this, going through Edecoons, and you see anything there, it's fine. You're happy about the missiles. How many beam shots with this beam? Let's calculate it. So that's 18,000 divided by 70. It's 257.142 shots. So 258 shots. Oh, Kai Zenton, did you know that offhand? Or did you... Yeah, obviously you have a bit of ammo to replace that with. But in case we don't find in case we don't find a barrier suit, this is not really feasible. Okay, I mistyped calc trying to open it, so you got the advantage there. I tried to open cal. Surprisingly, Windows didn't know an application cal.exe. Alright, nothing at Bubble Mountain Miner. And now Fringo will want to go through all these major checks, and it sucks. Because he's on 1 E-tank and I believe just 1 reserve tank. No, it should be 2 reserve tanks. No, just 1 reserve tank, because Fringo has never been too extreme. Right, so that's barely enough to do a couple of those things. At least Fringo has 1 Crystal Flash in pocket. This Crystal Flash number reduced by the amount of supers that he has. Cackle. Nice. Ah. Okay. Main thing here is try to see the item at least. And if it's a reserve tank, you reset out of it, although you would have wanted it. If it's in the energy tank, it's fine, you can get out again. Nothing at this miner. At least you can continue your hell runs and don't have to reset this. Oh, Glove is going into Billy Mays. I hope she gets rewarded for this, at least with missiles, maybe a super even. 1 missile. And hey, that's alright. Yep, 1 missile, 1 power bomb. I'd be happy about that, Billy Mays. Alright. And Fringo busting into Speed Booster. This check is only possible because of Speed Booster. The energy otherwise would not be sufficient to get the item and run back. It would be enough to get the item though. Alright, Glove cleaning up Blue Brinstar and now returning to Criteria. There shouldn't be too much for her to do other than what Fringo is doing. She could decide not to go into Upper North, instead go to Wreckship though. And we would see a bit of divergence then. So, this is go mode. Believe it or not, Fringo finding high jump boots. With that, he will be able to reach any boss in the game and the final game, do everything. He will have to do a suitless crystal flash clip, which will be the biggest hurdle of all of it, but everything else could be way worse. It's a couple of double springball jumps, a bit of grapple climbing, but that's all stuff that those runners are very used to. So, we should expect to either find no suit in the seat, or maybe if we are lucky we see a Warrior suit. I say we are lucky. If we are lucky we see no suit, but if the runners are lucky they see Warrior suit. Would be very surprised if Gravity turns out to be in this. Yeah, Glove there on 15 supers. And finding every super pack in this is always great to have. This will be Monka S for Fringo to get out. Might be an E-Tank though, it is. This spot loves to have Warrior suit, so this didn't turn out the way Fringo probably wanted. And with Wave Beam and Grapple, Fringo is able to came back the same way he came. Go back the same way he came. That's how you English that. And we see the same check that Fringo did with those power bombs there. Glove could decide to go through Gauntlet anyway for the miners that are there. But no, turns to the right. We'll check this last transition there. And this last transition pretty much leads the runners into Upper Norfair, so I'd be surprised if Glove does anything other than clearing Upper Norfair. But we'll see. Those high jump boots, of course, that are there are important, but Glove could claw back a bit of time if she decides to go into Upper Norfair after finding a couple of more E-tanks. And obviously Space Jump. Space Jump is still around. We have all the movement items at our disposal. It's just a question of where they are. Oh no, Glove! Oh no! Ah, that feels bad, man. Oh, Fringo found Krait's Lair. But this seat also has boss randomization, so any of the 4 G4 bosses will be in this area. Another missile pack. Without fanfare, you absolutely pick that up. So, this was probably at Croc entrance, right? We'll see once Fringo gets out. I'll mark it like that for now. Right, what you want to find here is Krait, because finding Krait would be a defeatable boss and would give you another major check, because that Janitor's Closet will not be accessible before Krait has been defeated. And it is, it might be, no, it's Phantom, that's also cool to find. Runners know where Wreckship is, and it's not too far out of the way. Indeed, with high jump boots, springball and all that, Fringo could decide to directly go into Wreckship after doing Upper Norfair. And then Fringo will have all the major checks at his disposal. Krait's Lair at Croc confirmed, thank you very much. It's usually the transition you'd want to check first. So that's why I inferred that it would have had to be there. If you are new to this game, then this fight will give you a lot of trouble. Especially with those little E-tanks that Fringo is doing it, but absolutely no problem from Mr. Fox. Glove, meanwhile, going to Ice Beam. Will pick up his whatever is there, I forgot. She finds this E-Tank. Right, that was the E-Tank that enabled Fringo to go through Bubble Mountain before. So for Fringo, it's one more transition in Upper Norfair. He'll probably want to check that before he makes the next decision. Unfortunately, as you can see, this door is gray, or as some people would say, it's brown. Shoutouts to Benergetic. Alright, Fringo skipping that transition. Unless save scum, no skipping it. Okay. It's a legit and valid play to do that. There are very good chances of finding that from the other side. Unless I haven't paid attention and Fringo has been there before. Alright, Glove, what are you gonna do now? Back to Wreck Chip? Nope. Continuing through Upper Norfair. Farming those Sovers a little bit. Looks like they were somewhat friendly. A couple of big health drops there. Alright, let's see if Fringo does anything cool with Spring Ball in East Ocean. It can be such a cool room to get through if you time your Spring Ball jumps just right. And you just fly through there even without any big items that will make you move fast in water. Yeah, this is a Bubble Mountain clear by Glove as well. Oh, that was one right side climb and a half. Glove made it look so easy. No fast East Ocean from Fringo. But this right side climb up to King Keg, that is really hard. You gotta have a almost perfectly delayed wall jump at almost the perfect spot. It's not frame or pixel perfect, but it's close, and you have to do it a couple of times, so this was big. Thanks to Varia Tweaks, Fringo will be able to check this major location right away. Varia Tweaks make it so that this item is always available. Phantoon does not have to be... Oh, right, Phantoon is dead though, so this would have been available to him anyway. But even without a Phantoon, he could have gone there. Even a bit easier, because this water wouldn't have been in the room. So with those, this dead Phantoon Space Ghost, that means this spiky room of death is actually spiky and actually a room of death. Fringo taking it carefully and tenderly through there, doesn't get hit at all. Nice intended X-ray application of Glove. Yeah, the cool thing about that is you can just stand there and use your X-ray. Oh, Fringo, where are you going? There's a major item down there. Did he not check that? So you can use your X-ray and scan as much as you want. The time stands still for that period, and you will not take any heat damage. This is also very interesting if you happen to have Plasma Beam and have to kill the Metal Pirates in a Lower Norfair Hell run. But of course, Plasma not being in this is not a possibility today. So yeah, Fringo did not check right side Subarus. Or am I mistaken about that? This might be a mistake. You still have to expect you want to find all the E-Tanks, and Fringo finds nothing at this minor location, which might be good for him, because Fringo was on just one super missile, and it's pretty easy to get stuck down there because this super block reappears. Fringo gets the spark and will just fly through this room. Takes a whole lot less damage than just jumping through those spikes to 60 damage. And he will have to hit them at least 2 times. That doesn't interest Fringo whatsoever. If you can just fly through, why not? Alright, Glove has cleared Bubble Mountain in the meantime. So the most interesting thing right now is, will we see the Chronic Boost transition out of Glove? That would be something new. Very high likelihood that Glove will check the Croc transition first and of course beat Phantom then. Oh, Glove goes in there first, that's cool. I hope the energy is enough for her. Have to have a really clean movement through this room especially in order to get to everything you'd want to. Optimally you would want to go from that transition to the Croc one, but I don't think Glove can do that. Oh, it's 2 reserves? Alright. This helps for this transition, but there's no way Glove can get to the Croc transition. Fringo meanwhile finding another E-Tank. It's starting to look a bit nicer. Okay, that's Main Street. Gotcha. I don't think it's feasible to get a spark without this little ledge. Oh dang it, didn't see what was at gravity. Oh, it's another E-Tank, okay. Fringo now on 5. Okay, Glove is continuing through West Meridia. There's a major location here at Mama Turtle. We'll have to perform the first of potentially many double springball jumps in order to get to Mama Turtle. Alright, that's a save. I'm not sure for what. Because this... Okay, it might just be a safety save. Save scumming, this doesn't make a lot of sense because this is a fairly quick major check that Fringo was about to do. Alright, here comes double springball jump. So, do a springball jump, pause and springball jump as late as possible. Then turn off springball again and rinse and repeat. This all with a very, 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 very tight window of time, that whole thing. That looked very good. You can see by how much the screen dimmed down compared to when the springboard jump was. If it was a good one or not. So, oh, that's why Fringo saved. Of course, yeah, okay. And also this routing makes sense now. Okay, Fringo finds Dragon. Then Dragon is absolutely a feasible fight and shouldn't be too much of a problem for Fringo here, especially not with Grapple Beam. With Grapple Beam, Fringo has a quick heal and he'll have the double springball jump available to him in order to escape the room. And that double springball jump by Glove didn't just look good, it was good. We will see at least another one after this fight. Quick kill there from Fringo, absolutely no problem. Knows what to do in order to get that right side quick grab. If you get trolled on right side quick grabs by Dragon, just do the following. If you wait for a goop phase, wait for the goop phase on the right side of the room and only the right side of the room. Then you will always get a good goop. Because if you get the goops too early when Dragon is gooping to the right, it might happen, or it will happen, that you get gooped, but Dragon is not in a mood to grab you anyway, despite being gooped. But if you stay to the right, those goops come pretty late. Oh right, we got that too. Those goops come pretty late and you will get the grab from Dragoon. And that was way too many goops that I said in the last minute. Of course, I forgot you also got grapple jump with this, which is way faster. Grapple jumping out of this room, Fringo, that looked like first try. The more often you do it, the easier it gets. Yeah, the GPM was definitely too high there. Alright, recap. Glove is trading a bit. It looks like it's still the same amount that it was from the beginning. Glove just trailing because she couldn't get this stupid old mother brain check as quickly as Fringo did. Fringo did it first try with the I don't even know what it's called, where you just angle and keep staying blue, but you lose it as soon as you just move forward or lose forward momentum out of a jump. It's a bit weird to do that. So the time differential out of this one check is still what Glove is chasing to this moment. This is a bit of a dangerous check. This one is called spooky missiles because usually you would check this with the power being off, and then it's just the ghosts that are in this room, nothing else. But as soon as the power is on, this turns into scary missiles because those platforms, they will hack you up good. Okay, this is Wreck Chip done. All the checks done, the boss is done, never have to return here. And Fringo exited towards Red Tower. What are his next options? We haven't found Lower Norfair yet, but we have found East Meridia. Could be the next boss for Fringo there. And of course there's the East Meridia major, and of course runners would love to find Ridley at East Meridia. The reason for that being, if you have Ridley outside of Lower Norfair, this makes for much easier Lower Norfair hell runs. And you can bet your heinies those will be required. There's still a possibility that runners will find Barrier Suit, but those odds are going down and down the longer the seed goes. And the miners are still looking pretty bad for both of them, actually. This is Fringo now on 20 supers, double supers there at Alpha Power Bombs. And Glove on 15. Glove has one more super pack than Fringo had before because she decided she wanted to see 230 missiles, which was a very good choice. So yeah, you definitely want to go into East Meridia here first and to get as many majors out as you can. And then you also know how bad your Lower Norfair hell runs are going to be. The feasibility of a Lower Norfair hell run is a big depends on. The more miners you have, the more crystal flashes you have, the less energy you need for that. Oh, we see Fringo trying to get a spike suit. Might be for X-ray, we'll see. Not only this, but also you could find gravity suit in those seats, which reduces the energy tanks you need. You might find space jump, which makes your movement in total a lot faster, which reduces the energy tanks you need. So, I don't know. Usually in required Lower Norfair hell run seats, the Lower Norfair is also stacked with energy tanks, but this being a major minor seats, there will not be that many occasions where to find an E-tank. Fringo just casually skipping that? Oh, wants energy. Okay. I get it. Oh, are we at the spike suit discount shop again? Yeah, that'll be 3 Deutsche Spark. And Fringo just skipped X-ray just like that? Are you sure about that? Skips Spacer? I hope not. Skips Spacer, skips X-ray? Fringo, you're a madman. I don't really understand the skip. So X-ray I kinda do get. I would never skip it in these settings, but hey, okay, that's Fringo. But Spacer, that's such a quick major check. Why would you do that? Maybe he forgot. Or maybe he just wants to go through East Meridia first, because there is the possibility of finding Various suit here. Okay, Fringo setting up for a snail climb by reloading the room, getting those blocks back. Fringo not interested in the major item that is in left sandpit. And at the end of this whole sequence at Fringo's side, we will see how horrible the lower Norfair hell runs will be if we see them. What Fringo also might be doing is banking on the bot wound item, because those slow progression seeds often place good stuff behind bot wound. Right, Glavi is going up in West Meridia. There's 2 transitions that we haven't seen yet. So this might turn out to be a good play as well. And this will be the 2 lower Norfair transitions I see on my tracker now. We only have 4 nodes left, and those 4 nodes in some way have to lead to each other. And since lower Norfair can't lead to itself, this will be front or back of lower Norfair. Right, Fringo Fox, button fight. Has to be a little bit careful. This worm packs a punch if you don't have a suit, but absolutely no problem. Just supers bot wound out of the way. So, and Glove, what does she find? That's back or front. Oh, I forgot this one. It's Croc. Yes, and we have the Forgotten Highway transition left. Okay. So, but the other West Meridia transition, that will lead to either of the lower Norfair portals. Okay. Croc very often has good stuff in this. So, not everything is lost. Also, did I just miss a casual Crystal Flash clip from Fringo? I'm missing all the good stuff. I am so sorry, chat. Oh yes, Ice Beam. Oh yeah. If Fringo hadn't been so casual about his Crystal Flash clip, then Glove would have a real advantage with this Ice Beam of hers. She will be having absolutely no problem then getting through to bot wound. Okay, I've had this before, and very often Croc had Ice Beam exactly there, and then Charge Beam at Grapple Beam. Let's see if this is the case here again. If this is the case, then those seeds are way too predictable. Alright, Coliseum for Fringo Fox. Today not too scary. With Grapple Beam you can get out whenever you want. You just have to know how to get out of the quicksand in case you get dropped all the way down in there. And that's really just a case of knowing what to do. It's not hard to perform. Okay, Fringo staying on top of those platforms. Almost got bombed into the ceiling there. Now has to do a bit more of grappling, but got through in the end. And Fringo hoping for Ridley here, but doesn't have very good ammo for Ridley. So Glove finds, it's bombs, okay. So seeds not being too predictable confirmed. Oh man, ungrappled there from that one ripper. Or Glove would have had the opportunity to check one more minor item. So not the end of the world, not getting there. And Glove will definitely not attempt to. Okay, yeah, she has speed booster, so she can easily get there from here. See that it's nothing. But in case she wouldn't have any item to get up there, then it would not have been worth it to attempt again. This boss, we are all hoping for Ridley. It's great. Oh, jeez. So that means Ridley is home. And if runners will not find barrier suit, that makes for the most awful possible hell runs in Lower Norfair with an on-site Ridley. Okay. There might still be barrier suit. It might be behind grate. It might be in janitor's closet, and a whole lot of more locations, especially in East Meridia. And it is an E-tank. And yeah, you definitely want all the E-tanks right now. Okay, how bad is it to get back to Crate? To Crate's lair? It's not too good. Crate's lair chilling in the vanilla transition to Croxy. Right, so Fringo now absolutely hoping that Barrier is on the loose somewhere. Okay, what this means is Fringo wants a whole lot more ammo. Pretty much the lowest feasible amount of ammo to do this is 40 supers. You would want to fight Ridley with 30 supers and then have 10 left for a Crystal Flash after that. It is obviously pretty likely that there will be an E-tank behind Ridley, but you can't say that for sure. So you'd always want those dang 40 supers for that. Oh man, this is rough. This seat does not disappoint. So what is left to Fringo? We got of course the 2 red tower checks, and we got 2 relatively easy checks in East Meridia, which are left sandpit and plasma beam. And then we have Shack Tool, which is a really annoying check. Oh, more supers there for Glove. And if Glove ever runs into this Alpha Power Bombs check, and Glove has been checking a lot of miners, that means she will be on 30. And that would be pretty cool. Glove rather wants to wait for the fish instead of springball jumping, and the way she did it, it looks faster than springball jumping. Going for miner checks here at Watering Hole. So everything Glove does is pretty good preparation for the Suitless Lower Norfair that might be in store for the runners. Yeah, power bombs. You definitely want more power bombs, but of course at this point your supers are completely limited by the amount of supers you have and not the power bombs. And Glove on 25 supers. This is coming together nicely now. Oh yeah, you want those. It's extremely annoying to get there. That looks good for Fringo. We'll be able to do the springball jump here. And gets to it. There are ways to get there without springball. You can simply do one-sided underwater wall jumps on the left there. Easy enough. And sarcasm. Underwater wall jumps are impossible. Change my mind. And keyboard players don't have a say in this. Fringo going up the toilet means... Okay, and opening up this door again, so that means he'll want to go down again. Okay, what is Glove's next step? Glove has pretty much full cleared West Meridia. The portals she's moving to will be either Upper Norfair or West Meridia. Another E-tank at Plasma. The chances for Barrier are getting worse and worse. Of course, Fringo has now to clean it and clean this room out. Can't get out of the room if you don't kill the pirates. And some of these pirates are only killable with Screw Attack, which is not in the seat, with Plasma Beam, which is not in the seat, or with this, what Fringo is doing right now, the Sparks. Another choice would be pseudo-screwing, but that does way too little damage in those settings. So Fringo just sparking all the way through, and that was very quick. Glove finds herself in Red Tower and makes up her mind which portal to get to now. Wait, why is there a major left for Glove? Did she never go into Spacer as well? Yep. Glove never went to Spacer. Which is pretty funny considering Glove did X-Ray. This is Varia, isn't it? Okay, so that's the reserve tank. So no too costly skip there from Glove. Obviously a reserve tank you want in this seat. The question, how much energy do you want, can be answered by a simple yes. Nice springboard jumping there from Glove. And now Glove is in East Meridia as well. Maybe we now see what is in the sandpit before Fringo gets to it, and it looks like he wants to get to it. So the left sandpit check is absolutely disgusting if you don't have space jump or springboard. Luckily runners do have springboard. Oh, we are synced up here. Dueling arm pumps. Just a couple of tiles away from each other. That's awesome. And Glove obviously safe scumming this will go immediately into the left sandpit. Waterway has been checked, yes. There was speed booster was the first item. Runners got. Okay, Glove doing those wall jumps to see the item. It's an E-tank. Will Glove go for it? I despise those wall jumps so much. Fringo got up. However he did that. And Glove is doing springboard jump. You have to delay your springboard jump to one of the last, if not the last frame, but it's doable. It's not the hardest in the world. Oh, gets dropped through the rocks. That's always painful. And another room where Fringo can edge out a little bit of an advantage for himself. Runners don't need any progression anymore. E-tanks are the progression right now. E-tanks and more supers. This grapple helps a whole lot for a suitless low on warfare. You can light a crystal flash and farm back 10 supers in the time where you still have enough energy to do that Ridley fight. Okay, this is another save. Not sure what this is for, we'll see. If you're asking for the transition there, Mothman, then Redfish has Crocomire. Which means the right side or Forgotten Highway transition out of East Meridia will lead to Lower Norfair, and the top right West Meridia transition leads to Lower Norfair. Well, Glove might have actually checked that in the meantime, and I didn't see. Oh man, Fringo's still turning up his nose towards those red tower checks. I disagree. Will you really do a double springboard jump up here? Okay. Right. Okay, so Fringo hasn't seen either of the top West Meridia transitions and hasn't seen Mama Turtle yet. Maybe he just feels comfortable with what he has now. Glove easily getting through this Metroid clip. One of the first things you would learn if you start playing randomizers in general. Because it's one of the easiest items to get out of the equation if you don't need speed booster anymore to finish a seed. Bit of struggle there with the worst hitbox in the game, but gets Spot Moon down reasonably fast. That's right, we still have a major at Crocomire, but this check would be a bit out of the way right now. It's getting way more and more likely that there is no suit in the seat whatsoever. Of course, with super fun suit settings, that means that a maximum of one suit will be in the seat. It is more common that there is one than there is none, but still, there might always be no suit. I'm interested to see what Fringo will do once he finds Crocomire. If Fringo just nopes out of Croc, that means Fringo has everything he wants to finish the seat. That won't work, unfortunately. Spam start now, and that looked good. Gets the springball jump at a good frame. Pause again, and now just the buffered springball jump to get all the way up. It's pretty much just the first springball jump you have to get more or less perfectly. Ah, dang it, Glove killed the second Metroid. Now resorts to her grapple beam to get up the rest of the room. So Fringo skipped the red tower checks, but wants to see this item, which tells me Fringo completely forgot about red tower. How do you get out of this when you grapple the wall and don't get the pose where you can jump off? I never know what to do then. Nice grapple jump, and gets the one block there. Nicely done by Glove. Will you save? Yes, you will. The energy tanks for Glove at this time are not very comfortable for a Ridley fight. Should usually not be a problem, but if just a little bit goes wrong in that fight, you have a real problem. So you definitely want to save here. And it's an interesting way to get up there. I would have just taken the left transition into Mount Everest. Yeah, and Glove shooting missiles into this Ghidorah means she wants and hopes for Ridley there, gets disappointed by a weird dinosaur lizard. This is exactly the boss you'd want in Lower Norfair. You get a major check after that with a very high percentage of finding an E-tank. So yeah, you don't want to see this. Also, I do believe Glove has not been to Wrecked Ship yet, but correct me if I'm wrong. So she doesn't even know at this point that Ridley will be in Lower Norfair. Yeah, putting gravity into the seat in general would be super troll. Because why would you want gravity at all at this point? Oh yeah, get the spark in Crate's room and get all the way through Precious. That's a cool detail of finding Crate where runners found Crate. You don't have to do 3 single springball jumps. Dueling underwater grapples. And Fringo did skip out of Croc, didn't he? But decides to go up there. Maybe Fringo just checked the item behind Croc. Man, I'm not even able to follow 2 runners at a time. So glad this isn't 4 runners, I'd be so lost. And Fringo will be finding this super pack and one more its watering hole, and then Fringo will be on 40, and 40 is starting to be a good number. Glove is dropping there into that pre-aqueduct room. Still has a bit of a disadvantage in the energy tanks department. And as I not too long ago learned, the secret to those wall jumps Glove is doing is to let go of your jump button once you are high enough to get on that ledge. Wish somebody would have told me before. I've come up with the weirdest threads to get up there. Turns out I don't need to. I mean, I could force Spike to commentate with me. He's in the booth with me, but he's just silent all the time. Shoutouts to Spike tracking this race today. Of course, being a highway to hell seat, there isn't that much to track, but still, this would not be possible without trackers.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Spiko!
I didn't eat my bananas today, so my voice is a little bit rough.
What do you think of the seat so far?
I wouldn't be able to complete such a seat.
Oh man, Frigo finding the good entrance into Lower North Hill. Always good to find that one and not the front. The way is shorter, less pain to go through. But of course you have to go through the 3 key hunters there first. Bit more ammo. There's exactly one major check on the way to Ridley. And if it's an E-tank, Fringo might opt to leave it be for the way out. Because Fringo's energy is super strong. And a single crystal flash should be able to get him into the Ridley fight. But first, it has to be an E-tank. It's charged. Oh man. It's gonna be cool once runners go to the end of the seat, but not at this point. You'd want to have found an E-tank here. But at least this charge beam makes the end game very easy. This charge combo does 210 damage. That is 7/10 of a super, so pretty good. Unfortunately, it's not as helpful in the Ridley fight, because supers do double damage against Ridley, and you can't get that fight out of the way quickly enough. This is where the hard part starts, believe it or not. All the timings have to be correctly from now on for Fringo. German is a terrible language. Only terrible people speak German. Like those Austrians. Alright, Crystal Flash is there. Gets hit by the Disgiga. It's always a hard choice to go for this minor or not. You'd want more supers, but do you want it enough to risk more Disgiga hits? Oh no, those Spark Echoes did miss, so that means... Oh, okay, Fringo had to expend more supers, but at least gets the same number of supers back that he invested. Glove here with a grapple climb, come on! Nice! Man, they get it so quickly all the time. I always need a million attempts to this. Almost like practicing makes you good or something. Ah, Fringo, you have grapple. You should use it. If you are going to farm. Okay, so this energy is becoming more and more Monka-esque. You won't be able to refarm your health quick enough, thanks to those super drops you'll be getting. Once you are running out of super drops because you're full, that's the moment when you are slowly able to get your health up, but really slowly, and only if you do it perfectly. So this health is not enough. Fringo will have to do another Crystal Flash, but if everything goes well, Fringo will be on 40 supers once he has to do that. I see it the same. Fringo should open with the X Factor. After the Ridley fight, Super will want to be on 10 supers again as quickly as possible. And Fringo is on 40. That's good. That's very good. Now he can jump over to the Ghidorah. Former Ghidorah, now just Door. Or just wait here. It's a bit dangerous. Those drops might disappear soon. Now he gets disturbed by those bugs, but just zaps them again. Okay, timing was good for this. Looks like Love got dropped there into the water, but gets her reserve tank out now. Will be going deeper into Wrecked Ship. She also has the opportunity to go to all the checks there, and obviously also to fight Dragon. No, Glove obviously did already do all this. Looks like she already fought Dragon. Wow, Fringo is refarming his supers now, and he's back to 40. That was quick. And this is good. 40 supers and 9 full E-tanks entering this fight. This looks very good. Has Glove already gone through all friendship? Okay. She's just going for those minor shots now. The fight is looking good. All the supers Fringo wants to shoot have been shot and released it. Okay. So yeah, Glove has not been to the top parts of Wrecked Ship. She's skipping that, looks like. And that was an E-tank behind Ridley, and Fringo now only has one E-tank to find. This will be very doable. Has all the miners Fringo needs, even can quickly farm up for a second Crystal Flash just in case something goes wrong. A little scam there with a missile drop. Just one more super and he'll be set. Alright, nice little D-boost there. The D-boost isn't even the important part, it's the iframes you get from the D-boost. Because those little bugs do just a little bit of damage, and those holzes that are the flying things in this room, they do a whole lot of damage. And if you can get iframes, invincibility frames from something that doesn't do a lot of damage, that's always a good thing. Okay, Glove now will be on 40 supers soon as well. Only has to find her way through this room, does a bit of bounce balling there, that's a cool strat too. Yeah, I don't see any major problems from here on out for Fringo. If Fringo gets to the safe station alive, then it's just a question of attempts. And I don't even see too many reasons why Fringo shouldn't do it in a single attempt, to be honest. Fringo can take his time, just when he's like down to 100, 200 health, just sit somewhere in a safe spot and do a Crystal Flash and have all the time in the world to get out again. Of course, this is dangerous. Those Key Hunters will do 200 damage. Fringo has a very cool strat for this, getting this key hunter out of the way by running back and forth. I've seen him do it before, just like that. No single hit. Oh man, this guy is so amazing. Okay, so now we are in an unheated room. And could now just sit around somewhere in this room at a convenient spot, wait for the energy to get into crystal flash range, and just light it up. After that, he could be hit by the following key hunters a couple of times and still be safe. Yeah, don't push your luck by rolling through the acid there. One key hunter hit, two key hunter hit, and that's it, just the two. Very nice. Yeah, Fringo is safe. Finishing the seed should be nothing but a formality for him from here on. And Glove in the meantime will do either some nifty crab freezing strats or a double springball jump to get out of this room. So this is cool to see. There's a whole bunch of crabs you can use, but you have to do very specific things in order to get them where you want them to be able to climb up all that. To a point where it's questionable if this is even the good way to do this. Oh, what is that? I've never seen that. That's amazing. Okay. Man, there's always so much more stuff to learn in this game. This looked like a pretty easy strat, to be honest. Okay. Crab hole with ice is free. I get it. Alright, Fringo, back in Red Tower. I'm guessing this is the time where he will stop checking those major locations. Oh my god, and this time that it's going to be in a seat like that, what's so insane. I was climbing up Main Street, flying her Ace Beam, which is of course the fastest way to get up there. Can also do it with Springball. Yeah, Kaizenton, I've seen that. The beta has platforms in there. I think I saw that in one of the weeklies. And nobody said anything about that, so at least not anything that I saw, so I was really confused seeing that. Back to Criteria, and Criteria directly connects to Turian. So Fringo really on the home stretch here. This beam is really good for Fringo as well. Fringo, of course, never found Ice Beam. And once Glove finds Charge Beam, she will have an advantage in the damage output department, but this is unfortunately too little too late. We now see Glove doing her low on off attempt, and this is even scarier than what Fringo was doing because it's less E-tanks. Alright, just gets hit by the one key hunter there. I think Fringo took 2 hits going down. Fringo going down into Turian, and thanks to this being a area rando seat, we'll get a full refill of everything once we enter Turian. Glove being super careful not to drop into the spikes. Unfortunately, she does drop into the spikes. That's 40 damage. What you would optimally try to do is get hit by one of those fire fleas for just a stack of damage and take the iframes to the spikes. And that means the only item we are definitely missing is Space Jump. It's the only item that has to be in the seed that we haven't seen yet. For whatever reason in Highway to Hell, Space Jump is either a super early or a super early item or one you will never get because it's chilling that check room. Fringo, of course, resorting to power bomb strats through these rooms. Doesn't have the option to ice and missile them. Has to be a little bit careful in the Mother Brain fight because all the attacks Mother Brain does will do a whole lot of damage to Fringo without those suits. Oh no, out there taking an unfortunate death, but has to save, I think, 3 key hunters. Did Fringo die at any point? I don't believe so. Might have been a couple of resets, but no dying for Fringo. Almost like this guy's good at the game or something. Easily gets this baby skip. We'll see if Fringo takes safety save. Has lost a couple of E-tanks. And I don't know how many reserves Fringo has. Please just save. Thank you. And that should lock in the W for Fringo. So we are in this match, we are in the lower bracket of the tournament. The very late lower bracket. There's only 6 players still alive. And after this match, it will only be 5 players. The loser of this will unfortunately be eliminated from the tournament. So yeah, Fringo trying to get the speed step skip because he wants, not just because he wants to skip those zaps, save a little bit of time there, but also he really wants to get all his miners, all his missiles and super missiles into the Mother Brain fights. Because this fight is dangerous. There's no joking around there. After the fight, Fringo will have to be on at least 601 energy to survive the Rainbow Beam. Okay, gets it. 3rd attempt. And Glove entering the Metal Pirates room, I think for the 3rd time. 2 sparks and does get to the drops just in time. Glove really wants to get this room out of the way before she does her first Crystal Flash. Oh, that's really risky going into this room. Maybe this was where Glove died the times before, but gets hit by a hose. And you see how much damage that was? I think she was at around 1 full E-tank, but got insta-killed by that hose. Bit of an unnecessary risk in my opinion there. Okay, so we have 30 supers, 45 missiles. That is the same as 45 supers, and the beam does 7/10 of a super. That means it is 22 charge shots that Fringo will have to do. No calc for that, not even clack. And Fringo is carrying those charge shots all the way into the catch-up phase, which is, in my opinion, a very smart thing to do. If you are doing this suitless, then almost every attack from Mother Brain will kill you anyway, or get you close to kill. So you can just as well carry your charges into the catch-up phase. Because this phase... Okay, this beam, this catch-up phase, it does a whole lot more damage, but at least it's way more predictable than all the other phases. And Fring goes through. First try, no problem. I see Glove did manage to get her Crystal Flash lit up in time. She will now hope to get enough supers while still having enough energy for this Ridley fight. I'm not sure about the amount of reserves. And they might not even be full all the way, because the Crystal Flash doesn't fill up everything if you have too many E and reserve tanks. Oh, that's really quick farming there by Glove. That's how you do it. Kill those bugs, the frame they get on the screen, and then immediately pick up those drops. That's all of the reserve tanks, and they are all full. So somebody in chat, please tell me how much energy a Crystal Flash restores. Yeah, that's good. That's enough energy to fight Ridley with. Excellent. She can't afford any mistakes. Get out of the way now. Perfect. Nice X Factor there. Does a whole lot of damage. Same as 2 supers. Looks very clean so far. Might be a missed one, not sure. Alright, got the turnaround. And that's good. Perfect. Oh wow. Nice grab. A lot of energy left in the tanks to get to this E-tank behind Ridley. So Glove will also have no problem to get out of low enough, it looks like. And that's Mother Brain 3 down for Fringo. RIP. Also the baby, blah blah, yada yada, sad and all that. Not 1500? Okay, chat isn't sure how much energy is restored by Crystal Flash. That's fine. It's a lot, but it's not everything. Alrighty, Fringo is escaping. Moon falling down this. And one last spark up the climb. Then it's just a question of executing the animals passively. Animals die as they should. And today's winner, with the race 10.gg time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, 39 seconds, which is insane, Fringo Fox. Get your hands together, GG's in chat, it was amazing. Holy heck. What a guy. Alright. Let's see if we get Fringo into this chat. So, comparing to the seeds I've seen, this was a medium bad one. And getting a time of 128 in this is just amazing. Alright, Fringo joined the server. Just has to join the room now. There he is, Fringo. GG's, man, that was amazing.
Hey, GG, thank you. Oh man, there's less.
Did you at any point realize you haven't done the red tower checks?
I didn't?
Nope. You didn't check X-ray or Spacer. We also got Glove with us. GG's Glove. That was great, but it wasn't enough for Fringo. Fringo is just insane.
Yeah, GG, Fringa.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks,
Glove.
GG, Glove.
You DNF'd, you forfeited from the race, very understandable. Although I see you continuing through those key hunters. Yeah,
I just wanted to get out of LN at least.
I see, okay. So yeah, that was excellent and very nice from both of you, but Fringo pretty much just first tried all he had to do.
Nice.
We saw you, Glove, wasting a whole lot of time there with this old mother brain check.
Ugh.
And it's understandable because this can be hard required, and it is pretty often in these seats. I've
Yeah.
had that myself way too often. Unfortunately, this time it wasn't, and Fringo just first tried that, no problem whatsoever.
Nice.
And after that, yeah, the execution was great by Fringo. He just breezed through everything. Nothing I could say Fringo did wrong or bad. He just was a bit better today, that's all.
Nice. Yeah, I really wasn't feeling it today.
Okay.
I don't know, just my play. Like I haven't been playing the game at all, and I think it definitely showed in my play, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I think just like I'm pretty sure this is the same stage I got eliminated last year. Is like at around this point in the tournament, I think you kind of have to switch to the mode of like thinking about these seats from a competitive standpoint rather than just like not dying or like being able like getting as many things as possible. And I think I just made some really bad choices this seed.
What do you
And,
mean? What were
like,
the bad choices?
I'm trying to remember now. Like I probably should have left Old Mother Brain right away. I don't think it was hard required.
Nope.
And even if it had been hard required, like I can get it so much faster with Morph, which was supposed to be late, but I guess that didn't happen.
It was definitely one of the earliest morphs I've seen in these.
I don't know. I think I was just needlessly thorough with a lot of my minor item checks, and it's kind of rough because like this seed, you didn't get. I didn't get as many supers as I wanted to, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't play great, and seems like Fringo really popped off. So nicely done.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think you played this really well,
Thank you.
everything considered. So I can't really put my finger on anything that you did wrong or badly in the seed. It all looked very good. And so yeah, it's how you like you said, Fringo just popped off here today, and I don't think there are many people who could have done anything against Fringo today. But I know exactly how you feel, Glove. Those tournaments they can take a real toll on you, and it's really hard to stay in the right mindset through the entirety of a tournament. I remember our last race, Glove, the final of the Chuzo tournament.
Oh yeah.
And I think you popped off, and I had two just awful seats. Luckily I was in the way better mindset back then than you are today. I completely understand. I was totally down after the multi-category tournament that completely wrecked me mentally. But the Chuzo back in the day, that was completely fine. I was happy with how far I got, and obviously losing to you, that's completely fine. But I didn't turn up to that final, and that sucked a little bit. So yeah, tournaments are hard. Don't underestimate it. You can only really know how hard it is if you have been in one of them.
That's true.
Yeah, Frigo, we haven't heard much from you in this interview for now.
Yeah. But what can I say? Before we start with the race, I was a little bit nervous because I know how good Glove is, and I had a lot of respect from his skill, her skills. And yeah, so luckily, almost everything went pretty well for me. Almost every hard trick I got first try, and I think my routing was also not bad. It could be a little bit better, but I think I did a lot of things right today. I just you told me that I didn't check the red tower majors. I didn't realize it until the end, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah, it had to be like that because you went into Red Tower, and after that you checked Mama Turtles, so it could only be you completely forgot about those.
yeah.
Jesus. Oh,
Yeah, Glove obviously going into X-ray first try, no problem again, no E-tanks, just a reserve.
okay.
That's so skillful. It's always amazing to see.
And what was at the spacer?
Was it
I think it was
both
the last
reserves?
reserve tank.
Okay.
Wasn't X-ray also a reserve?
Yeah.
You skipped 2 reserves, Fringo.
Oh, okay.
So
Wait, was it a reserve?
Oh, I'm not sure.
No, yeah, I think it was.
Oh.
Today you were very good and very lucky.
Yeah. I remember that I saw the yellow door at X-ray, and I skipped it because I couldn't resist, and I picked up my spike suit to get to East Meridia. I mean the Batoon way.
All right.
And that's the reason I didn't check X-ray at this moment, but I didn't realize that I forgot about Spacer. I was pretty sure that I checked it, but okay. Seems like
But couldn't you just have grappled through at that point to X-ray and kept your spike suit?
No, it's not possible because you have to angle up, and when you angle up, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, doesn't grapple put you in a falling state though? Hold on.
I don't know, but
I'm gonna test this. I think you should be able to grapple across. I think.
You'd probably have to get your first grapple without triggering the
Yeah,
spike.
yeah, you would have to get your first grapple from standing. Grapple does not put you in falling state.
All right, Kaizentin.
okay.
Oh, is it grappling enemies that put you in a falling state?
Huh.
You need to morph and unmorph each time.
Yeah, that's tedium.
Okay.
Okay, then it's very understandable why you didn't do that, even with grapple going through there.
Yeah, but Space, I don't remember why I not check it. Maybe I was a bit nervous or confused. I don't know. And yeah, one of my scariest moments was when I arrived at the Dragon location. If it would be Ridley at this moment, so I have to reset, right? Because I hadn't enough ammo. I got only 50-20, so it wouldn't be enough. The health situation was fine, but I got not enough ammo. And
you could have applied you had wave at that point. You could have gone for X-Factor strats that might have barely gotten you out of the fight.
I don't know, because I didn't had charge at this moment, so I think it wouldn't work. Nerf charge, but I don't know. Maybe
it does the same damage, but it eats 3 power bombs.
Ah, okay.
I shouldn't really give you any tips, though. You're good enough, man.
I didn't know about that. Yeah.
All right. Fringo first. Your next opponent will be Audra or Rusty. Any thoughts about that?
Oh, yeah. It don't gonna be easier. I think Audra is the favorite in this match. And yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward, but I think that anybody in this tournament is beatable. We saw it, like my race against Cheesy or Audra against Cheesy, where we both were favorites and we both lost. So I don't know. I'm looking forward, and yeah, it's gonna be fun, I think.
Glove, this is the end of the road for you. Unfortunately, we will not see you again in this tournament. Any final thoughts from you?
I guess I'm just weak to German runners.
Wait, who beat you before? Nick Player. Nick Player is Polish.
Oh, Nick Player's Polish.
Yeah, he's part of the German He's part of the German community, speaks very good German, but he's a Poland bro.
Okay. But okay, yeah. I just yeah, it's a fun tournament. It's not fun, but it is fun.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You're not really gonna see me playing SM for a while. I just have other stuff to focus on, but I'll still be around in the Discords and all that.
Alright, I hope that turns out fine and good and great. And whatever you do, I wish you all the best. And of course, I hope to see you back playing Super Metroid very soon. Maybe you cannot resist once the next tournament gets announced. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. Yep, thanks Beamer for comms, thanks Spike for tracking. And best of luck, Fringo, in the next round.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, alright, I'm finishing this up then. Thank you, Spike, for tracking, being around with us today. Thanks, SpeedGaming, for the transmission of this race. Couldn't do this without you guys. Shoutouts once more to a system of vibrant colors and shoutouts to Iron Rusty. Those two are the ones mostly responsible for this hellish thing. Yeah, see you again very soon. On Monday, there will be another race between Audra and Rusty, which will decide who will be the next opponent of Fringo here. Until then, I wish you all the best and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.